Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Ethan Crumley and his parents all appearing in court today. We'll tell you exactly what happened.
But we're going to begin with two big breaking stories happening right now. First, Detroit police responding right now after a 4-year-old is shot. We'll get out there live in just a few minutes.
But we're going to begin with new cases of coronavirus shattering records. The state reports 40,692 new cases over the past 2 days. That averages out to more than 20,000 cases per day. Just for reference, on Wednesday, we saw 13,000 cases. The state is also reporting 259 new deaths.
The numbers in the 7-day moving average give you a sense of just how bad this spike really is. Back on Christmas Eve, we were averaging 5,800 cases per day. Now, 14 days later, that average is nearly 15,000.
The skyrocketing cases are bad news for those who are seriously ill, and bad news also for hospitals and testing sites that are starting to buckle from demand. Sky 4 was up over multiple testing sites today with some really long lines. Mara McDonald kicks off our coverage tonight. She's live downtown. Mara?
Sandra, everybody, it seems, is looking for a COVID test, and the crew at clickondetroit.com has an entire tab on the homepage that is devoted to nothing but testing, with all the links as well as a searchable table. Let me show you. With Michigan now averaging a whopping 20,000 COVID cases per day, the search is on to find tests.
Right now, we're in the middle of an Omicron spike. We're catching up from the holiday numbers.
Whether it's rapid antigen or PCR, some people are fortunate enough to have rapid kits at home. But for everybody who is looking, you can head to clickondetroit.com. There is a whole tab about how and where to find testing. Lines at drive-through sites have been long. A dear friend of mine had a more than 2-hour wait yesterday to get his PCR test. Meanwhile, hospitals are being stressed with the volume of COVID patients coming through their doors and are begging you to get vaccinated and boosted. The daily average of more than 20,000 cases per day is like nothing this state has seen throughout the pandemic. Our last high total was just over 13,000.
I don't want to say that I'm not surprised, because I continually am surprised by how high the numbers seem to be able to go. But I suspect these numbers will, frankly, as trite as it sounds, keep going up until they go down.
Back here live, I just got an alert on my phone from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. The state has secured another federal civilian medical assistance team. This one's going to Henry Ford Hospital in Wyandotte. That means right now there are 5 of these teams that are being used all over Michigan to try and help out these various hospital systems that are truly stressed. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Yeah, stressed indeed. All right. Thank you, Mara.
All right, now to breaking news happening right now in Detroit. That's where a 4-year-old has been rushed to the hospital after being shot.
We want to get right out to Megan Woods live there at the scene on Brush Street, right in the area of I-94 and 75. Megan, what can you tell us?
Yeah, it's a horrible situation. A 4-year-old is now in critical condition. Their mom is okay. They're at the hospital with that child, but their home is now an active crime scene. Take a look behind me. We are here on Grand River Avenue, where you see police have closed off Brush Street, and we've seen investigators go in and out of that building, just trying to piece together and get any evidence to get them closer to finding the person who is responsible. Police say around 3 this afternoon, a mother returned home with her 4-year-old when someone tried to snatch her purse. They weren't able to get the purse, but shot the child twice, once in the arm and another in the leg. Police say they are looking for an African-American man with a tan or brownish color F-150 truck.
Regardless of how the story comes together, the bottom line is we got a 4-year-old baby that's shot at this house. We're going to put all our efforts into getting the person who shot him. Believe it. Our officers are going to work this case, and we're going to get this person into custody. But again, you know, traumatized baby. Pray to God the baby makes it through.
Police say the call came from the hospital. The crime scene is actually inside of the building, which they're saying is a little inconsistent with the story that the mom is telling. So they're really just trying to piece together what exactly happened. Sandra, Kimberly?
All right. Thank you, Megan. Tonight, there are multiple new developments in the Oxford school shooting case as both the suspected shooter and his parents made appearances today in court.
So let's start with Ethan Crumbley. Today, he waived his right to a preliminary hearing. That means his case now goes straight to trial. He's facing 24 separate charges. And a short time later, his parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley, were in court requesting a lower bond. That request was denied by the judge and will stay at $500,000 each. Defender Sean Lay is following both hearings tonight. He joins us now with new information coming to light in court today. Sean, good evening.
Kimberly, Sandra, that new information absolutely breathtaking, unveiled by prosecutors here in court today, including some of these elements that prosecutors say that Ethan Crumbley would allegedly text his mother that he believed there were demons and ghosts in their home. They apparently found animal torture videos they say Ethan Crumbley made on his phone and also made Molotov cocktails as well. That's just scratching the surface of some of the new details unveiled today.
A second notebook found, not hidden, but in plain view in the family home, depicted pictures of firearms on literally every page.
Jennifer and James Crumbley each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter for alleged gross negligence that prosecutors say led to the November shooting that took the lives of Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, Justin Schilling, and Madison Baldwin. Prosecutors saying Ethan often sent texts to his mother saying a demon was in their home. Ethan making videos of himself torturing animals, was obsessed with Nazi symbols, and guns in the home, prosecutors say, were not locked up.
And we know that because there was a video recovered from Ethan Crumbley's phone from August of 2021 with him holding James Crumbley's .22 caliber Kel-Tec pistol in one hand, bullets in the magazine around in the chamber. He sent messages to a friend, it's time to shoot up the school, JK, JK, JK. And again, they failed to provide any type of intervention. Instead, they bought him what he desperately wanted, a 9mm Sig Sauer handgun. All this was happening while Ethan Crumbley is planning to commit a mass murder. He wrote pages and pages about what he was going to do in his journal. He filmed a video of himself talking about what he was going to do. He shot that video at the family home. He stopped doing schoolwork and was surprised when his parents didn't seem to notice or care.
Back here live, so much more to share with you at 6 o'clock, including Karen McDonald, the Oakland County prosecutor, her argument not to lower the bond, that the Crumbleys were found when they were arrested, when they were charged with 4 new cell phones and $6,600. That's just scratching the surface. Also at 6, the parents agitated and animated in court. We'll show you what that looks like at 6 o'clock, Kimberly.
So much coming to light today in court. Sean, I know prosecutors also, they highlighted Ethan Crumbley's internet searches. Talk a little bit about what stands out about those searches.
Prosecutors looked into those searches, saying that Ethan Crumbley searched allegedly school shootings and firearms so often that the internet started feeding him ads into his phone and internet searches for mental health care and for firearms purchases.
Yeah. More at 6. Sean, we appreciate it.
Let's go ahead and turn back now to the coronavirus. And today the CDC held a rare telebriefing for reporters. These briefings used to be frequent, but the agency shifted away to speaking primarily alongside the White House early on in the pandemic.
The director of the organization, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, faced tough questions on a number of issues, including confusing new guidelines and the rapid rise of hospitalizations in children.
Pediatric hospitalizations are at the highest rate compared to any prior point in the pandemic.
That includes in children age 4 and under who aren't yet eligible to be vaccinated.
It's critically important that we surround them with people who are vaccinated to provide them protection. This includes at home, at daycare and preschools, and throughout our entire community.
A key question for everyone, are those who recover from Omicron still at risk for getting it again?
We don't yet know whether if you've had Omicron, you are more susceptible or less susceptible to another infection with Omicron. We have indication that if you've had Delta, you are susceptible to infection with Omicron, and that Omicron in the lab may protect you against infection against Delta.
Walensky continued to try to clarify the CDC's reasoning for reducing isolation time for people without symptoms from 10 days to 5.
Their guidance is very clear that you should not leave isolation if you're still symptomatic.
and stressed if you do leave isolation after 5 days,
anticipate that you might have some residual contagion in you. So in that context, we're asking people, wear your mask all the time, don't go to restaurants, don't go to traveling, and also, avoid your family members or others who might be immunocompromised, avoid visiting grandma or nursing homes.
And the American Medical Association has joined experts criticizing the new 5-day isolation guidelines, saying, quote, potentially hundreds of thousands of people could return to work and school while still infectious if they follow this new guidance.
A stretch of Telegraph back open tonight after a semi-rollover in Dearborn Heights. Sky 4 over the scene this afternoon. This is near Van Born Road, and we're told traffic was blocked while crews worked to clear the area. Investigators are working to try to figure out what led to the rollover. We do have calls into police to find out if the driver was hurt.